I can say with confidence that you are not African American.
What the fuck? Shit! That's a big hunchback of Notre goddamn Goonies looking motherfucker. And he got a bib on his chest. Look like it made out of human skin. Who the fuck is this? The Nigerian Chainsaw Massacre? Ooh, I know he eat niggas for breakfast. If you think I'm bullshit, listen to the chant he was saying. A nigga gon' get a nigga gon' get a Looking at this, you would assume the most dangerous one is the giant. But I think it's a nigga a little more dangerous out there. Who is that vacuum sealed nigga right there in the back? I'm talking about that boy extra lemonade. That boy look like a Krispy Kreme donut. That nigga look like the deleted scenes of a Diddy party. That nigga look like he waiting on the Terminator to come. That nigga like the nigga Silver Surfer. I really want to know why he oiled up though. Do the giant use him for chapstick when his lips get dry? Fuck going on here?
Please don't jump on my feet if you're not from Africa, because this is only for Africans. My pretendian brothers and sisters, I respect your right to self-hatred. I respect your right to claim that your ancestors didn't come from Africa, even though you can't even name them.
Might have to drop a dime on them.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta stop it.
I don't like that shit.
For sure, bro.
I don't like that shit.
Alright, y'all, we back with another video, man. Y'all know how we do. Always pushing health, wealth, and a better understanding of self. So, we got more proof that we did not come from Africa.
You are not African American. Yeah, I said it, but before you run to the comment section, let me explain, because by the end of this, you will have a completely new perspective about the term African American. If you're new here, we just don't make claims without backing them up with evidence. So there are 3 big reasons why I can confidently say you're not African American. But before I tell you, let's just use a little common sense. Let's just say you look at the state of America and you think, I'm done with this. I'm going back to my roots. So you take a little DNA test and book a one-way flight to the country with the largest percentage of your DNA. But when you hop off the plane and set foot in that African country, you realize that that DNA test did not give you one name or village for you to reach out to.
Okay, this is a back to Africa theory that they've been pushing on us for so long, and we are so tired of people calling us African American to where it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to call us this. Now, we understand the political play at calling us African American. As y'all see, I did a video with that guy, Matt Nuclear, and he's from Angola, and they called him an African American.
Now, I'm sure that the African people in whatever country you choose to go to will be hospitable, but they will all tell you that you are not African. But what about the evidence? Because I did say we back up on claims around here. So here are the 3 reasons.
Please don't jump on my feet if you're not from Africa, because this is only for Africans. My pretendian brothers and sisters, I respect your right to self-hatred. I respect your right to claim that your ancestors didn't come from Africa, even though you can't even name them. I respect your right to self-hate. I respect your right to disidentify from being an African. No problem with me. I am not in the business of forcing people to be African. So pretendians, you don't have no problem with me. Me and the pretendians, we get along. We get along well. We disagree, but we get along. But I'm going to respectfully ask all members of the pretendian nation to please stop coming on my live telling me you're not from Africa. I understand. You're not from Africa. Stay your ass off my live. This live is for Africans. This live is for Africans. If you are not an African, you are not welcome on the live. You have a right to self-hatred. You have a right to disidentify from your Africanity. And when the ancestors catch your ass, I feel sorry for you. When your ancestors who you are disowning, when they catch your ass, I feel sorry for you.
Yo, I don't know if it's just me, bro, but
I can say with confidence that you are not African American. The 3rd one's gonna mess you up the most. Number 1, that DNA test you just took can't connect you to a single living person on that continent. And that's not a coincidence. You see, when Africans came among the indigenous people, all you had was what someone whispered to the next person before they died. My mother used to tell us that our grandfather used to say he was Cherokee. And I believed her, but she didn't have a document or a paper trail because they didn't give enslaved people paper trails. All they had was each other's word. And now the history books want you to believe their narrative instead of your own family tree. Number 2, and this is where it starts to get crazy. They were already here. You see, when colonizers came over to the Americas, they wrote down what they saw. And they said that they saw dark-skinned, melanated people thriving on this land way before slavery. That's not a theory. That's in their records. But here's what they don't teach you in school. In addition to bringing slaves from Africa, they also enslaved the indigenous people who were already here. So after the 250 plus years of slavery, our lineage became blended with some Africans and the indigenous people. Number 3, colonizers changed our family's names, which helped confuse our lineage. When Africans arrived on this soil, slave traders renamed them and gave them their own European names and reclassified their lineage. Because when you see someone as property, you don't preserve their identity. You erase it and replace it with yours. They didn't just change what people were called. They deliberately changed family trees so no one could easily trace back where they came from and who they actually were. Your last name right now might not be your ancestors' family name. It might be the name of whoever they worked for or the family they married into. They renamed and reclassified many of your ancestors to make them forget who they are. And we are the children of their grandchildren. So no wonder why some of us are confused. Because the odds are your ancestors were here before this country was even named America. And they were the foundation who built America. So that's why you're probably not African. You're a foundational Black American, whether you like it or not.
It makes sense for him, okay? Anybody that has some African descent and they're here, I think it should just be one country. I don't think you should be able to have 2 countries on the title. That's just me though. But we're seeing that everybody want to push this title African American on us, and they hear us. I know they hear the videos and the content that we push out, that we do not want to be called African American. Okay, we want to be called Black Americans. Okay, foundational Black Americans, Black Americans. We don't want to be called that term. You know, none of our grandparents have ever said anything to us about that country. We always hearing that from the YT history books. Jesse Jackson started. But we gonna see that somebody is gonna have to recognize this. We haven't had anybody. Anytime they talking about us in a political forum or any politicians, they do not recognize that it's some of us that never came from there. And they know this. They know that we got people that majority, 95%, okay, of us never came, don't have no trace to Africa. But for political reasons, they still want to tie us with that. And it's just getting so annoying, so annoying, so annoying. But it's going to change. Change going to come. Okay. So make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, push me on the algorithm. I greatly appreciate that. Let's get it.
These were the findings from Ely et al. In 2008, although they used language to intentionally misrepresent their findings. The study examined mtDNA sequences from 74 samples of the Gullah Geechee, as well as 97 African American samples from the Army. The authors compared the Black American samples to a database constructed of nearly 4,000 mtDNA sequences. These sequences represented every region in the continent of Africa, except North Africa, of course. The study found that 38% of the Gullah Geechee samples could not be matched to any sequence in their African database, and 40% of the African American Army samples could also not be matched to any African sequences in their database. However, what the authors frame as a positive finding for their study is actually the smoking gun. This is buried deep in the discussion. Essentially, about 53% of the samples, more than half, match multiple regions in the database. So instead of just matching one single mtDNA sequence, they match several of them. When we're talking about mtDNA, the entire point of analyzing different sequences is that a single mutation creates this new branch. You are tracking a defining set of mutations in order to determine a lineage. Therefore, if the Black American samples are matching multiple different sites, that also means they're not matching the core mutations needed to determine that lineage. So if you're matching multiple, then you are matching none, especially given that different positions, the mutations at different sites, can be found across the globe. The Gullah Geechee are supposed to be the quintessential example of Africans that retain their culture within the United States, yet 91% of that do not match any African lineages. This study is just another case of showing us that these regions in Africa were receivers and not the source. Did you know that 95% of Black Americans cannot be matched to a specific geographic region in Africa?
I think when you're looking at a lot of the blacks, you're looking at Native Americans, because the slave ship history is nonsense in my opinion. I think that they, obviously there was a slave trade, but I don't think it was very big. I think it was just as big coming out of Ireland as Africa. I think it was thousands, not millions. In my opinion, I have a right to it. Hang on. I believe that the slave trade is grossly over-exaggerated, and many historians have actually went to Africa looking at the slave trade, and they have hit many dead ends, and they believe that there was no real slave trade. And if you right now are absolutely furious at me saying, how dare you, there's a slave trade, ask yourself, is all of your information only from a Rockefeller-funded school, Hollywood, or a Ashkenazi Jewish-run publishing business? And if the answer is yes, then you might want to sit back and shut your cunt mouth and maybe listen to someone who has mastered his skills at deduction and pattern recognition.
All right, so we got to still do more work to put that African-American term to rest. But I like how, you know, some of the immigrants are asking, like, what benefits do they feel that they are stealing from Black Americans? And number one, like I went over on the last video, crime hate bill. We don't have a hate bill for us, and we went through so much more hate in this country. Then it's taxes. We pay the same amount of taxes, but we have to foot the bill for immigration. It's okay for an immigrant to foot the bill for immigration because you're an immigrant. You should have to pay way more than what we have to pay for all of this immigration. If you're an immigrant, you should be paying more. You should be paying immigration tax for all of this. We shouldn't, people that's from this land should not have to be paying for, you know, all of these immigrants that's in our politicians, and that shit stop. We shouldn't have no immigrants in our politics. Why? You should be, you can't even, your country isn't even in good standing. Why should we trust someone that's from another? A lot of treason is happening. So a lot of people don't understand the problems of them coming here and the resources that, you know, we got to pay for that y'all getting. And they think that, you know, this is cool. Like, you know, you should be able to go in people's country and get the same amount of benefits as the people there. And this happens nowhere else. Okay, only in America. And it's only politics because they're using these people. They don't care about these people for real. They're using them. So we're going to keep, you know, our foot on the neck with this immigration and how it's diluting our resources that we receive. So we're going to keep pushing, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Push me on the algorithm. I greatly appreciate that. We definitely go live. We're going to be going live tonight. We're going to be going live tonight. This video going to drop on a Thursday, so we'll be live. And that's what we give out the Discord. We give out some information and some plays that we're trying to make. We don't want to do it too much on the videos. We like to do it live to see who in there, but I may have to start private in those lives. But all my members, man, make sure y'all sign up and become a member. I got something special for y'all. Some content just for y'all. I appreciate y'all, man, supporting the channel. Shabazz, I appreciate you so much, man, supporting the channel and, you know, doing everything fresh always. Call Dog, everybody who's sending me content. I really appreciate y'all, man. It's all love. And we standing on business all year, man, until we get some results. So I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace and love.
A community must have three things to have a community in it. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own people, and jobs and tax bases for your own people. You should at least control four basic things. You should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive and compete.
Here we got Mr. Pollock. He had a cornfield. He took advantage of a free water test from us, and this is what we found in this water. We found sulfur, we found hardness, and we solved these problems with an easy fix of 2 tanks. So get your free water test today. Stay blessed. Click the link below.